everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you saw by the title, we will be doing, wow, what are we doing? We will be talking about my 3 newest eyeshadow palettes, the newest eyeshadow palettes in my collection, palettes that I know you guys want to see looks on, and you've been asking about, or I've had a few comments that people want to see this look or whatever. Yes, we are going to be doing, we'll talk about the palette, each palette individually. And then we'll talk about, and then I have 3 looks. I have a look for each palette, so I don't know if I'll put them in between each palette or at the end, but either way, there'll be three looks, so definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. I feel like I might make this, not a series, because every time I try to do series, I never do them. So I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I might, you know, just make this a thing and kind of do it every now and then, because I have so many palettes that I want you guys to see looks on, but like doing the 3 looks for every single palette is a lot of work. So let me know if you guys like it, and yes, without further ado, let's just get started. First things first, let's talk about this palette that I believe, yeah, let's talk about the Weylie Los Angeles Nudie No. 2 palette. Now, okay, I was listening to myself, these aren't my newest 3. I have, like, there are a few, there's like 2 that are like in between them, but I picked these out of like the most recent like 5 because I knew you guys wanted to see looks on these, by the way. So this is the new Weylie eyeshadow palette. It just came out a few months ago, at the end of the year last year, and this palette is really, really amazing. I do have some, you know, gripes with certain things, but let's talk shimmers. The shimmers are amazing. The formula, amazing. Blendable, so nice. We can do some swatches. I'm going to swatch all the shimmers for you. So I just swatched the shade Nudie, Cheeky, and Skimpy. And then we can also swatch Lush and Sheer. So, the shimmers are really, really nice. She has a nice, I'll put them on my wrist. She has a nice, combination of a lot of these eyeshadow palettes, and I mean of a lot of the formulas, which I think is really, really cool. She has, you know, some more sheerer shimmers. She has more like shimmery shimmers, and then she has more like glittery shimmers and like pressed glitter kind of formulas. So here are it's hard to show you guys. Why did I do that? I don't know. Okay, so here are the 5 shimmers here. You can see these 2 here are more like metallic-y kind of shimmers. These 2 are more pressed glitteries, and then this one is kind of sheer. It's kind of like these 2, but a little bit more sheer. That's actually the shade's sheer. And so I really love all the formulas. The formulas are buttery, creamy, super, super nice. I don't know if technically they're called pressed glitters, you know what I mean? I don't know if technically that's what they are, but they go on the ones that are more like pressed glitters, these 2 here, go on the lid so, so nicely. You use your finger, you can spray your brush, whatever it is, they go on really, really nice. And so the formula for all the shimmers are just stunning. I love them. I think there's maybe the only issue I have with the shimmers are these 2. They're so similar. Like, this one's a little bit more bronzy, but like you don't need both of these. Like another shimmer would have been great, but I have no real gripes with the shimmers. I really love them all. I think they're beautiful. She picked great shades, and the formula is superb. Now, these mattes, baby. The mattes blend so nice. They're so beautiful. I really do love them. The only problem I have is that, you know, she wanted to keep it nudie, like the Nudie Patootie palette. She wanted to keep it nude, but the issue I have with that is that, you know, these 3 shades go so well together. The shade Low Cut, the shade Patootie, and the shade Risk, I think it's Risque. Those 3 go together really, really nicely. You can make beautiful looks. They're super, super gorgeous. They're still shimmer. Sorry, there's still sparkle on my finger. But they go together really, really nicely. The issue I have is with these 2 shades here. Like, why does nude doesn't have to be pink? And so that's the issue with the original Nudie, is that a lot of it's pink, and I don't understand why that needs to be the case. I don't think the shade needs to be in here at all. I wish it was a brown, or even like a nude, like a pale nude. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that. Like, just not pink, basically. And so it also has glitters in it. So I'm like, I don't even know what to do with this shade. It's not gonna show up on my skin tone. Not 10 out of 10 favorite. And then the shade Bum here is just a nice peach. It is a nice peach-y kind of shade. I'm just never going to use it. And so out of the whole palette, I'm dipping into this one as a transition. Sorry, this one as a transition, this one as a transition, and this one as the outer corner, and then any of the shimmers, which I think is perfect. I don't think we need these 2 extra shades. I think that's it for the palette. Again, the formula is amazing. I think if you're someone who knows you're going to use the entire palette, it's only $36. Great price for the product. Her formula is really, really amazing. I do really like it. I keep saying that, but it is true. I really do like her formula. I think that if you find yourself, you know, even only gravitating toward the deeper shades like I did, it's a really amazing palette and you won't be let down. Those two little things were my only gripe with this palette. And yes, that's it. All right, so we're gonna get into the look and then we can talk about the next palette. Next palette is the Colourpop, the Mandalorian eyeshadow palette. So this was what gave me the idea because I really wanted to post this look and as well as the Nudie too. And then I posted all these on my Instagram and I was like, how do I show them like that I posted them on Instagram? You know what I mean? It was hard. It was a lot. So I was like, let's put it in a video. And so this is kind of what inspired it because someone was like, hey, I really want to see a look on that. So cutest packaging in the universe. I forgot to talk about this packaging. I really do like it as well. So they're all the packaging I love. I'm a sucker for packaging, but like not in a bad way. Like I think it adds to a palette. For me, it doesn't make me buy a palette, you know? This is so cute. I'm not a huge Star Wars person. I'm not a huge Mandalorian person, but I'm a huge green person. And this palette was too cute not to get. I'm obsessed with greens. And the thing that I love about this palette the most is that you look at this and you're like, oh my gosh, like I can wear that. I can rock that. I can pull that off. And that's what I love. I think the scary thing about greens, when you hear green eyeshadow, you're kind of like, ooh, like even for me, like I wanted to dye my favorite color is green and I have not dyed my hair green yet because it's like, I don't know about that yet. You know, it's scary. Green is so scary. And I think that this palette makes it so wearable, so nice, perfection. So we can swatch the shadows. I believe this is a Super Shock shadow in here. Again, this palette has a lot of different textures, some pressed glitters, some Super Shocks, some regular shimmers, but they're all so stunning. The greens that they picked for the shimmers or the shimmer colors that they picked were perfect because again, they help that make the palette more wearable. They're a little bit more gold, a little bit more like white, if you will. That one is the Super Shock's a little bit more white. White green, and then they have a green that if you wanted to use browns in the crease, you go stick the green on and it's so wearable. I know I mixed two of the shades in the I believe I mixed two. Did I mix two? I don't know. I've used most of this palette, majority of the palette. This shade right here I really love because it looks scary, but I love to put that in the inner corner because it has a green shift to it, and so it just pulls the whole look together. Again, shimmers superb, 10 out of 10. If you're interested in it because the shimmers, definitely get the palette. I think the only gripe I have with this palette is with this matte here. I know I'm coming for the mattes, I don't know why, but this matte in the middle here, so it's called Baby Face. I just think it's a little too mint green for the rest of the palette. It comes off a lot, more mintier than the actual in the pan, and so I think it's just hard for my skin tone to wear that as a transition shade because it comes off more pastel green and like mint green, and then when you deepen it up, it kind of just looks funky. So that's the only like gripe I have. I wish I was a little different shade, but I do really like that color on its own. Like if I was just gonna do a look with that mint green and maybe like the white or whatever the case may be, it's a really nice shade. I really like this transition shade here. Again, it helps the wearability of this palette. It's just an easy crease shade. It's a little bit light, but you know, beggars can't be choosers here. I would rather have it in there than not, so we'll take it. And then if I need a deeper kind of shade, transition shade, I'll just use a different palette. Like I don't mind that. Now we get to the bottom row. I freaking love this bottom row here, y'all. I put the shade Float Your Crib on the lower lash line in the look that I will do in a second, and it is so freaking stunning. It's so bold, so pigmented. It is a powdery. The palette is in general is a powderier Colourpop palette on the powderier side, and so you know, it doesn't bother me. I just blow it away. That just makes these a little bit harder to work with because you get a little bit scared. They're super, super pigmented. Just go easy. It's really, really okay. The deeper shades are so nice. Once you get them on though, delicious. And I love that they included a matte brown in there and they didn't just do another green, you know? The matte brown really helps this palette be more wearable, like I've said 30 times. And so everything about this palette is perfection. I don't like these shades that they have like glitters in them. Again, the Laura Lee Los Angeles had one too. Lots of brands are doing them. I just don't love them, but this shade is a nice shade to throw in the crease too. If it had no shimmers in it, I'd probably wear it more and I'd like be like, oh yes, a lot more. I'm not super like all about it because of those shimmers, but you know, I really love this palette. I do, and I think the formula is really, really nice. And if you're interested, even the slightest, I say 10 out of 10, get it. It's a really, really nice palette. If you only are going to wear it here and there, I think it's still a nice palette to have before it goes away because it's cute. It has like, you know, collectors, packaging, whatever, and you still have your browns in here. If you wanted to do a look with all these three neutrals, you'd be really, and you wouldn't even know that you were wearing a green palette, which is awesome. So up to you, of course. I really like this palette. Yeah, so far I really love them. All right, now let's just get into that look. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we have the McGrath Mthrship Rose Decadence eyeshadow palettes. When this first came out, I really did want it, but this was one I didn't buy right away. So this isn't like a new release. It's not, I think it came out like mid 2020. So I don't know, it came out a while ago, and didn't pull the plug because it was $65. That's obscene. But I kept telling myself, I was kind of just like, if I was gonna buy any Pat McGrath palette, it would be like this, where it's only a couple shades, a palette that I know I'm gonna wear a lot and stuff like that. So this was the perfect palette for me. It was just $65. So then it went on sale during the holidays and I needed it. I was like, I'm getting it, I have to. So I think, you know, for $65, it feels really luxe. The quality is so amazing. The shimmer, I really love the mattes in here are really nice. And the shimmers are really nice as well. My personal thing is that I just don't think any palette is worth $65. Like if this is worth $65, then so is the Laura Lee and so is the Colourpop, because they're all such amazing quality. And so I just don't think anyone in the world needs to spend $65 on an eyeshadow palette. Let's get that straight. Now, I know it was just recently on sale. I'm not sure if it's still on sale, but if it is, I 10 out of 10 recommend. It is, and look how beautiful these shimmers are. I mean, I have it on my eyes today. It is just a beautiful palette. And I think the thing is that it's nothing funky or crazy. There's not 6 different, you know, it's not the trichrome, whatever it is. It's not, you know, shift blue, shift orange, you know, it's not crazy like that. It's just beautiful regular shades. And so if you really wanted to, like I just did, I'm basically just wearing this shade. I have this in my crease and this in my outer corner, but I'm basically just wearing this, like this shade is the focus, and you can do that with every single shimmer in here. You could just wear this gold, you could just wear this like kind of orangey shade, you could just wear this like light pink. And so I think that's what I really love about this palette, is that although it is a pink palette, it's not just pinks. You have your purples, you have your like you have your pinks, but then you also have your orange as gold. Like it is, in being this small of a palette, it's so well thought out. And so that's what I really love, and that's what I appreciate about high-end palettes, is that they're expensive, but they're well thought out. And you know, it has a mirror in here. It's super nice. I think they all have a mirror. Yes, and yes, they all have a mirror. And it's really luxe. The packaging, everything about it is super luxe, and so I do really like that. The shades names are in here. They just come out, which some I keep it in. I took them out earlier because when I was doing the look, and then I never put them back in. I just don't need them, and honestly, I rarely say shade names in videos anymore because I usually just point to it and we're good to go, and so I don't really need that. But you know, this is one that if you want to treat yourself, I think you will not be disappointed. If you like pinks, purples, if you like these shades and you want to treat yourself, you will not be disappointed because the quality is amazing and it's so good. And so easy. This eyeshadow look was so easy, and it looks so like, ooh, like what did she do to her eyes today? You know, and so I really, really love that. And I think if you can afford it, which I'm broke right now, which I would not, if I was gonna buy this right now, I couldn't afford it. I'm so broke, so I don't think you need it. But if you want to splurge, or if you want to save up some money, if you, whatever the case may be, I think it's a really, really great palette, and you will not be disappointed. So all in all, I'm really happy with my newest 3 eyeshadow palettes here, or like these 3 eyeshadows. I think they all like have their own unique place in my collection. I think they're all like something I've reached for differently. Like I'd say, oh, I want to wear pinks today, I'm gonna wear the McGrath or whatever. If I want to wear something like super dramatic and bold, whatever, I'm gonna go for this one. I want to wear greens, of course, the Mandalorian. And so I think that they're all so different and they're all so good, and I'm really happy because I'm really trying to slow down on my eyeshadow palette purchases because I have so many and I can't do this with all of them. You know, I don't know them as well as I know these, or like some of my older palettes, and so I have to really slow down and like watch myself. And so I'm really happy that I love my newest palettes because that just means like, whew, money not wasted, girl. And so let me know. I think my other 2 palettes that are like new, if you will, or what like I got at the same time, was the L'Oreal Nudie 1, the regular Nudie Patootie, which I could probably do a video on with, and then also the Colourpop Boudoir Noir palette, I believe that's how you say it. I got this for Christmas, so this is technically my newest eyeshadow palette, but I haven't played around with it enough to like review it, so let me know. I can like put them at the front so I'm using them. And then I also could do my Huda Mauve Obsessions or something like that. I don't know. I have a few palettes that are newer, so I could do the video again if you guys enjoyed it. Yes, I don't have a quote with me right now. Long story, but I will put one in at the end here. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know if you liked it for sure. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.